Hello and welcome to BierTier, the German engineer. Today we are back with oxygen not included with the spaced out DLC. A couple of you guys were asking me what mods I'm using, so before we jump into the game, let's take a quick peek here. So this here is my mod screen. It may look different than yours because I have this mod manager here. So this mod manager is a mod that actually changes the screen where you see the mods. So a mod for other mods. It just keeps them up to date at all times. So if you're interested in what all these mods are actually doing, pause the video right now and go over to your workshop and you can check it out on Steam. None of them are really world changing. It's really just smaller stuff that are really just quality of life improvements, not more and not less. And those are all the mods I use. I'm sure there's a bunch more out there that are helpful in one way or another. But yeah, just let me know in the comments down below if there's any other mods that you know of that may be helpful. I'm always open to learning new stuff. But now, that's enough. Let's jump into the game and see how that goes. Alright, and here we are. And this is what our base currently looks like, zoomed out a little bit further than the game would usually allow you. I can show you this trick here, so usually you're stuck at this zoom out angle. If you press Alt and S, it enables photo mode. This is where the screenshots come from for the thumbnails. And then you can zoom out all the way. And you can then press Alt S again. And as long as you are not zooming further in again, you will be able to see your overlay. Alright, so let's see where we stop. Let's take a look at our overlay. We have carbon dioxide here on the very floor. That's perfect. It's coming down to here into our chamber, where it then gets removed by our carbon skimmer and our water sieve. We will take another peek at this one here. Yes, we still have tons and tons of water in there. That's perfect. No problem there. One thing that we have to take care of is our ranching area. So one of my wonderful subscribers, Chris Co, thank you very much for that, made me aware that I made a mistake, and he is 100% right. Our stable right here has a room size of 84 tiles. 84 tiles is okay, but it's not optimal. The optimal size for a stable is 96 tiles. With 96 tiles, it can hold up to 8 critters, in this case here hatches. So we need to extend this area all the way back to here to get to 96. So when we turn this here on and we kind of pull it like this, it shows us that currently we are at 84 tiles. So if I go one further, if I would remove that wall here, we will be at 88. One more makes it 92 and another one makes it 96. So that's what we have to do. We need to build our wall around here. And I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to build a wall and I'm going to give it full priority. So that gets built immediately and hopefully releases as little of this chlorine here as humanly possible. We do not want this chlorine in our base right now. We have a tiny little bit of bleach stone right here, but that should be the only one that we're moving. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to remove this wall here and extend our stable to make it 96 spaces long. And something else we're going to do is, as soon as we have that, we can then in here place some of the storage bins for more storage. And I will try to put all the sedimentary rock that we will find into there. We just need to find more. But yes, this here is on the agenda, so let's speed it up. Our dupes are coming, and I will immediately start building as well as removing those rocks that are there. Yeah, wonderful. And we see here not a hell of a lot of chlorine made it into our base, which is exactly what we wanted. And now when we take a look at our stable, it has now a size of 96 tiles, which is the maximum size a stable can have. So now 8 critters fit in here. That is exactly what we wanted. We have more bleach stone though, and currently I could put it underwater here. So let's try that out for right now. We can build a storage bin right there. Let's give it full priority, build it immediately. And let's see if we can put our bleach stone into there and see if it stops gassing. It may need more water than that. But there's only one way to find out. Let's see, we go in here, we say, let's see, where is it at? Miscellaneous? No. Is it in Consumable ore, yes, bleach stone, full priority. Grab the bleach stone, bring it up here, and store it in there. So we don't have that stuff in our base, or at least as little of it as possible. And right here, Abe is taking care of our critters. Look at him. He's calling him over, putting them up there, brushing their teeth, brushing their fur. If they have fur, I can't really tell. And that makes them really happy. And they should start secreting coal here soon. And we do have the bleach stone now in here, 45 kilograms, and it looks like it's not gassing. So for now, that's an okay solution. All this polluted water here is basically nothing else than a giant factory for oxygen. If you take a look at our oxygen overview, all this here that's coming out here is all oxygen. It's polluted oxygen, but we have our 3, or better to say 4 deodorizers here. They convert it all over to perfectly fine, normal, breathable oxygen. So that is a good start. So next on the list is we need to find a ton of sedimentary rock. So we might as well go for that. We have oxygen in here. Yeah, I don't see a reason why we could not do that. We could just dig over here and dig all this stuff over here out. Here we have polluted oxygen and carbon dioxide in there. Nothing that hurts us. I don't see any sort of geyser in the way except this one right here, that cobalt volcano. We know about it, so also that is not a big problem. So we're just gonna go and dig right here, since we are already right here, and just dig a 2-tile space all the way over to here. Right there, that should work. Here we have a bunch more ice that is gonna stay frozen. It's not gonna heat up anytime soon, so no worry there. But yeah, we're gonna go over there and then come down here. It's gonna take a little while because there is no air here, but I don't see any other deposit of sedimentary rock that is easier accessible. And at the same time, we are running low on coal until our production from our hatches goes up. So the easiest way is to dig out this area here with this coal here. It's not a hell of a lot, but it's definitely better than nothing. So let's dig out this stuff here, and then let's make sure that we have a nice sort of stairs that are going over there. We may not be able to reach the top one. We do not reach the top one, but that is okay. You can just build one piece of stairs right there, telling to uproot that muck root, and our dupes will be able to get that done. The good thing is that by now our base is absolutely clean, so our dupes have literally nothing else to do. The moment we give any sort of command, they will come over immediately and do exactly what we tell them to do. We have a 3 high space here, so this one has to go here, so they can climb up there. And we're also going to dig out all this ore here. We don't really need that sandstone over here right now, but that's okay. Starvation. Stop starving. Get up there. Get yourself some food. There's plenty of it. And we have already dug through here. Down here we only have ice and a little bit of slime. So we're going to build a ladder down here. All the way down to this ice. That's fine. And here we're going to put a pole down there, which is also okay. That is just so we can get to this wonderful, wonderful sedimentary rock. Tons and tons of it, to be precise. So let's build and put all of those in here. Not up there. Janky mouse movements. Sure you guys are by now used to it. Not exactly sure yet what I'm gonna put in here. Definitely the food for our critters. But for right now, we're just gonna take the very first one and we tell it consumable, or where would you be? You should just be in raw minerals, correct? Yeah, sedimentary rock. We tell it with a priority of 9 and all of it. Wonderful. That's great. So now in here, we're gonna go to raw minerals and say sedimentary rock and copy the settings onto all of them. Great. Over here, we need to take care of this here in a second as well. First of all, let's make sure they're digging down there. Yep, looks good. And here we have a little bit of clay. Not really much use for that right now, but that's all right. We're gonna dig out all this stuff here, all the sedimentary rock. I want all of that gone and in our possession. Our water down here, we are -1 degrees. Soon all this stuff here will melt. We could put less into them, but currently we have so much time. We still have plenty of water here. Not a big issue at all. Take a look at the germ overlay. We can see the germs here, but it's so cold in there that they're just dying off by themselves. In here, let's take a look at our research. There's a few things we will need though. I just gotta find them. We already have a time clock. That is good. We need also some automation in liquids. Where we add liquids, do we already have what we need? Yes, so we need the liquid shutoff. Perfect. The water sieve, have that as well. Do we have the water tank though? Or the liquid storage tank, whatever the hell it's called. Oh, it's right here. Liquid reservoir. Perfect. What else do we need? Let's take another look. Yeah, all the way on the top here, we will need animal control. We need the incubator. So let's research that. For that, we need agriculture as well. Definitely won't hurt. We have a hydroponic farm here, which is also something that we can use and probably should use because it frees up our dupes quite a lot. Instead of our dupes having to come grab water manually, we can just make these here hydroponic farms, and then the water that we are pumping through them is just automatically, as needed, distributed to our plants. So I think it is time to build our germinator, because once we have the germinator, we can start building or redoing this whole area here with better wash basins and lavatories, as well as showers up here somewhere, and that's going to be good. All this stuff, all this polluted water that comes out of those things need to be put into here, and they need to be heated up because it's way too cold to be functioning in anything that we are planning, and we're going to make nice drinkable water out of it again. So how do we do that? Let's start with a water sieve, or better to say two. You will see that this space here I built specifically for 2 water sieves. So we can build one here, and we can turn this one around and build it right here. Then in here we will need a liquid tapidizer. That should be utilities. We're gonna smack a liquid tapidizer into here. Maybe right around here. Yeah, that should work. Then we need power to this area. We already have power to this area. Wonderful. Hook this one here up, and then we need a thermometer. Where's our thermometer? It's right here. We're gonna put the thermometer pretty far away, right over there, and gonna give it a automation wire so it heats up the water evenly. Those are the things we need in here before we build a liquid pump. Now, once that is going on, we need to build our germinator, and I think the germinator will have a good space over here somewhere. Maybe over here actually. Let me do something else before we do that over there. Let me get a water pump right into here, and then hook it up to power. Just so we can pump that little bit of water out of here. And we have this area here available. We're just gonna dig up the slime here, all this kind of stuff, and build our germinator. So we have our water supply here. We filtering it here, we get rid of the germs over here, and then feeding it all back down to here. That leaves us this space here, in case we should ever get that much water in here. Leaves us space to come this direction and expand our water reservoir. So that's the idea. I'm gonna just put a standard boggle liquid pipe over here with a liquid vent. This here is gonna get destroyed as soon as this here is empty. So that's gonna be easy. And our pump just finished pumping, so now we can get rid of it. So let's walk into here or look into here, get rid of all these water pipes here, deconstruct also this outlet, we don't need it, and the liquid pump itself, let's get rid of it. Okay, so let's build the area for our liquid germ destructor. Over here, we're gonna get rid of that tile, and over here, we're gonna build down just so we have that one there as well. And then we're gonna come over here, and we gotta dig most of the stuff here out. That is just how that has to go. Most of the germ stuff here. Unfortunate, but it's okay. And we're gonna build it up one higher here, and we give it a number 9 priority, so the top piece gets done before the bottom pieces are getting dug out, or we will not be able to reach it anymore. I hope that works out. It should though. And now that this here is done, we're gonna take our insulated tile, and we're just gonna build it up here. We're gonna need a liquid lock. That's gonna be highly important, so we need to see how we're gonna do this here. First of all, let's get rid of a bunch more stuff over here so we have space. Probably gonna do the exact same thing on this side here. We're gonna build the fire pole down, just with a ladder as well, and then we build our de-germ unit over here in this area. Alright, it looks like over here our dupes have built what we need building. So let's pause the game real quick and let's build a liquid lock. What is a liquid lock and how does it work? You're about to find out. So the liquid lock basically looks like this here. And we're gonna build down here, and down here, and down here, and over to here. And our liquid lock is this area right here. And then from over here, our dupes can then enter this, well, area right there. And we can build then over to here. We probably have to go all the way to right there. Give it plenty of space. Better too much than not enough. And we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high. That is okay. We're just gonna tell them to dig out the first or the top 3 tiles, as well as the top 2 right here, just so we can make it all the way over there. And that is what needs to be built right now. The liquid lock here, preferably I would make it out of oil, but we don't have oil. We don't have anything. We could use salt water though. I don't know. Well, how is this one so warm? What is going on down here? Oh, we have a saltwater geyser right there. That explains it. So we are officially out of energy. I don't think we are producing enough to keep everything running. So it may be time to build a couple more coal generators here. So we're going to do the exact same thing that we did before. We're going to go in here. We're going to say coal generator. And build one right here and one right there. It's immediately going to be connected there anyway. And then we're going to go into power. And we're going to grab us a smart battery. And we're going to plop one right here and one right here. And we're going to build once again our automation wires straight down. So they're not constantly running for no good reason. So this here's done. We're going to copy the settings into here. And into our batteries here. What are they currently set up? This one is 80-20 and 90-10. So let's make this one here also 90 and 10. And this one here also 80 and 20. So we have the exact same setup, just now double. And these ones here already have a number 8 priority. We give them all a number 8 priority. I want these here to be refilled at all times. And right here, let's make sure this here gets dug out 4 high. So we get all this copper ore here at once as well. All right, so they have finished building this area right here that is currently full with all sorts of random gas. So we need to do a couple things. First of all, we need to get the liquid lock running. And we might as well do that with actual water. Since, well, we're pumping it around anyway. We need this here to actually melt soon though. Let's crank up the temperature. Let's make it 40 C. Let's get it nice and hot in there. So this here actually melts. Earlier we didn't have much of a problem. Now it slowly becomes one. So let's take care of the problem before it becomes one. All right, so we have all these here. One of them, and probably the top one to be quite honest, and that is with an insulated pipe. Might as well. We're gonna build over to here, come up, and then build it all along here. Just so that we can build all the way over to here for right now. And right here, I want to have a liquid vent. And in here, this here, we want to have it turned off for right now. Then while they're building all this stuff, we might as well tell them to go ahead with our ventilation. We need a gas pump. And currently everything, all the gas that's in here, we just need to get it out. So we're going to just build it down here on the floor. And we're going to tell them, build a gas pipe straight over and straight up to here. This here should all be reachable. And then we are going to have a gas vent right up there. And now we just need to get power over. That is possibly easier said than done, because all of our power is basically maxed out. Let's see, what is this wire here? Has a potential load of 540. Yeah, that's okay. We can use that. We're gonna build with this wire here. Let's come down here, build it over to here, and then come straight over to our pump. We might as well, though, build it through here and then down to here, and we can put a switch on there. Where's our switch at? Right here. And the switch goes right there, so we can turn it off and on. Are we already pumping water? I said I turned you off. I mean, it's all nice and fine that we are pumping water over there, and that's exactly what we need, but at the same time though, it would be nice if you wait until I tell you so. And now if you look at F4, we just need this tile here to also become water. So this here does not happen. We need all this here to be water. So we need to fill up the bottom one and then just a tiny little bit of water in these here. So actually, let's turn it back on and let's monitor it. And our gas pump down here is starting to just take anything that's in here. We want to have a perfect vacuum in here and pump it all out of there. That is the first step of what we're going to do. And we're getting water in here. Once this one here reaches 1000 kilograms, it will flood the top ones, and that should be perfect. And our liquid lock is completed. You can see all 3 tiles here on the top are now liquid, and this here is just so the dupes have enough space to get down here and back up. That is exactly what we were looking for. And now we just need to pump all this stuff here out. And right after that has happened, we can plop a storage bin, probably right here. So we can build, or better to say, put this bleach stone into there. We want this whole area here to be full with bleach. And then I would say, let's get on to building the actual device that removes the germs from our water over here. You can see it has now quite a lot of germs. It's getting more and more. We're putting more and more bad water in here. So how do we build the germ killer that I have in mind? We need a liquid reservoir. The liquid reservoir can't just be anywhere in here. We're just probably going to build it all the way to the right, because I'm going to have several reservoirs in here just so we can store more water. And we're going to put it just, let's say, over here. That should get the job done. Then we need to have, where are we at? Plumbing, liquid shutoffs. We need one right around here. And we need another one right around here. And then we actually need a third one that is right around here. And with this, we need to go into automation, and we need, where are you at? Cycle sensors. They used to be clock sensors. Okay. And we just build them 1, 2, 3 right here. That's exactly what we need right now. And while we're at it, we might as well tell them to take this insulated pipe here and extend it all the way over to here and into there. And we can get rid of the other one right here. This one here we won't need anymore now that we have our liquid lock. I hope the water here doesn't freeze at some point, but it looks like it's actually relatively warm back here. That's actually surprising. Yeah, I expected it to be colder, but I'm not complaining. That's good. That is very good for us. So let him have all this built, and then we see how that works out. What I'm also going to build immediately is a gas filter. We're going to have the gas filter right here. We are going to plop it down. And then we're going to switch around our gas pipes here just slightly. We're going to come into here with our gas pipe. And we're going to get rid of all this other stuff here, as a matter of fact. So let's deconstruct all of this here. We won't need any of that anymore. Might as well make it future-proof, because currently it certainly is not. Also, from our switch here, we're gonna connect also this one in, and now we have here our gas filter. So what does the gas filter do? We say it has 2 outputs. So when we go into the gas overlay, which is F7, yes, F7, we have 2 outputs. We have one input down here, the white one that you can barely see down here, and we have 2 outputs, the yellow or golden one and the green one. So what does it do? When I go in here and see it, the green one is all outputs, all gases are going out the green one, except for the one that I tell it to on output number 2, the golden one. So when we go in here, all I want is chlorine. Everything else can be pumped up to here. We're going to go back into ventilation, build a gas vent just up here, does not matter, right out of there. And then right here, we might as well put it, I don't know, somewhere right here. It really does not, well actually it is better to build it as far away as we can. So we're going to go ventilation, and we're going to build it along the roof all the way over to the other side. So we don't suck it immediately back in once we release it. Only problem is our dupes can't build it because it's too far away. So we're going to build a ladder here, a ladder there, ladder here, ladder there, and ladder here. I hope that allows him to reach everything. And then this one here, I'm gonna say, come in here, give it a consumable ore, give it bleach stone. At first, all this has to be built or it won't work. And we're just gonna put our bleach out to here, something we don't want to do. And we're gonna fill this whole area here up with chlorine. Yep, everything is built, wonderful. We're gonna say bleach stone, full force, and this one down here does not take bleach stone anymore. But now we can as well, since we already have it. Might as well take polluted ice. Doesn't matter. As our water supply, 900 kilograms on the floor, that's okay. In here we have 1.6 degrees, that is also okay. Alright. And now when we press F4, we can see that this whole area slowly but steadily will fill up with chlorine. We gotta pump in more later, but again, that is okay. Currently, all we want in here, or all we want to do is make sure that this whole area here is filled with chlorine gas and nothing else. We don't want natural gas in here, or polluted oxygen, or carbon dioxide. All of that should get pumped out by our pump and then eventually replaced with chlorine. That is the whole idea of what we're doing here. And now over here, we have this here ready to go. All of this here I have connected with automation wires. So the top one goes to this one, the next one below goes to the next one over, and this one goes to this one. We do not need a hookup for our actual liquid reservoir. So let's pause it, and now we're going to start to actually utilize it, slowly but steadily at least. So over here, we need a liquid pump, and because it's going to smack it down into here, and then we're going to come out once again with an insulated pipe, because everything's so cold. Insulated is our friend right here. And we're going to come into here, going to build over and come into there. And then we're going to come out of here into the floor and connect the second one in right there. So both outputs come together in one pipe. Now we just got to put it over here. Might as well come up through here and connect it into the second input. So here we have our freshwater input. And here we have our, well, bad polluted water input. It's not polluted water, it will be clean water, but it will have a bunch of germs in it. That is suboptimal. So while our dupes are building all this stuff here, we need one more pipe to complete the system, and that is our output pipe. We're going to come over here, don't connect it, but build it along here. And all we need to do is right around here. That's going to be fine. We need our liquid vent. So we're going to put a liquid vent right there, and just going to dig all this stuff here out. And then tell them to dig out a 2 white space here, or they will not be able to get out there. And when we look at our F4 overlay of substances, almost all the stuff is out. It will be cleaned out here completely in a very short amount of time. So that should be exactly what we need. We just need to wait a little bit longer and let this pumpy run. It's going to cost us a bunch of coal to get this done, but I think we can still make do with what we got. What do we have down here? More coal? Sure. Bring it on. We can currently use every piece of coal that we can find until our production from our hatches is up and running. And speaking of coal, here's some more. So we might as well come over here and tell them to dig out a 4 wide space straight into there and get rid of all the stuff here and get us this coal here so we can make it another day. Hopefully a lot longer than that, but that's what we need right now. Now this here is slowly but steadily taking shape. We also need a power wire that is not connected to the switch. We need to have this power here always on to this one right here. Then we come along over here, connect it into here and into there. That's all one wire. That is not a big problem. They only need 10 watts a piece to work. That is very, very important. This liquid pump right here also will need power, as well as our water sieves. This one right here, there's barely anything on it. So we may actually do it differently and come over here and connect this into there. And this wire bridge here, we deconstructed. Let's take a look at our overlay for power and deconstruct these pieces right here. We won't need them anymore. And then the potential on this wire here is going to drastically change very quickly. Now it's back down to 420. And now we just gotta come with our wire over here and put it into right there. So let's do that. That should be pretty straightforward. So let's bring our wire over. Probably over to here. And hide them behind all of our stuff here. Wire bridge it over. And wire bridge this one here as well, because we will need it in a second anyway. Might as well do it immediately. Bring it up to there. Then come over to here and into there. And now everything should be powered exactly as we want it to. How is our vacuum here looking? Well, not vacuum, but our chlorine. It's looking better. We still have bleach stone in there. We will need more bleach stone though. So how are we going to do that? We need to dig some out over here. we could get those 50 kilograms right there. That's not going to do us any harm. So we're going to do this here, and we're going to do this here to get a little bit more bleach stone. Each one of those is about 50 kilograms. That's okay. And we're going to put them into there. So far, so good. But now, let's pause it real quick and let's take a look at what we actually built here. This is the important part. Time to pay attention. Okay, so F6. We have our two different water inputs. This here is our clean water input, and it comes to this one right there. And this here is our also clean water input, but this here is the one that has all the germs in it. So this we need to pay attention to. Now we need to take a look at our sensors here. So if I go to automation, we can see that the top clock here is connected to our germy water input, and the medium clock is connected to our clean water input. And on the bottom here, this clock here is connected to our outlet. That is important to keep in mind. So what exactly are we doing here? So here we have the cycle sensor. Cycle sensor works a little bit weird in this game. You tell it when to activate here and how long right there. So we want to activate it at 0%, which is the start of our day. And then we want to activate it for 1%. 1% counts for, I believe it's 6 seconds in this game, if I'm not completely wrong. So for 6 seconds, I'm telling this valve here to open up and bring clean water into our liquid reservoir. That is very important. Why do we want just for 6 seconds clean water in there? Well, when we take a look into our water here, and I actually have not built this yet, that's why this here is blinking. We need to go to plumbing, and we need an uninsulated pipe and output, and we need this here and this here to be connected. That's very important, or nothing will work at all, as a matter of fact. So that is done, and that is good. Now, this little piece of pipe right here, immediately water will flow in there as soon as it gets into our liquid reservoir. To prevent germy water to get in there and not get cleaned, we are gonna put fresh water in there. That's exactly what that is for. We're just gonna fill up this pipe, and a little bit of extra water is gonna stay in there, a little bit more than we need, but no harm, no foul. As soon as this here is opened and then closed again with this sensor right here, we wanna open up our next sensor. And the activation time cannot be 0 or 1, it needs to be 2. So from 0 to 1, we're bringing in fresh water, and then from 2 to, let's say, 30 maybe, something like that, we're gonna pump in germy water. As soon as the germy water is in there, it will be cleaned by the chlorine. The chlorine is basically disinfecting our water, and we can already see that it's working. Our day has just started, and currently this valve is open. We don't have any water that's going to it yet, so nothing's gonna happen unless... Actually, something is gonna happen. Crap, where is our pipe? It's right here. Okay, we need to tell him to immediately deconstruct this pipe right here with a ultra high priority, hopefully before this water makes it up there. Ah, shit. Well, actually, I can't just tell this one here to turn it back off. I forgot that I already built the... I already built the power supply for this here. So, can I deconstruct this pipe here with full priority before it gets here? Let's see. He's coming in. Get the water off your feet. And we already have germy water in there. Ah, damn. And the water ran out. So now we have germy water right there. Gotta clean it up before it freezes over. And that is exactly what I tried to prevent. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I did not pay attention that we already are getting our germy water over there. Yeah, that is just how it goes. But as long as it's just that, we are going to survive it. Okay, so that problem is solved, and we're gonna hook this here back up as soon as we are done with explaining of what's happening. In our liquid reservoir here, let's see, we have currently already 10 kilograms of water in there, you can see it, and you see how the germs are getting less and less and less and less. And that is the whole idea. The thing is just, we are not yet ready for that. We need much more chlorine in there, much more chlorine. And I think we should have gotten our bleach stone, and it should be in here by now, so that's gassing out. And we're probably gonna come into here in a second and build a pump that pumps all the chlorine from down here up to here That's probably the smartest and fastest way to get a bunch of chlorine in there. 22 grams per tile, that's not enough. But regardless, so we have this one here set up from 0 to 1, and this one here from 2 to 30. So for 30% of the day, we are pumping in water. So for at least 31% of the day, let's make 32 just to be safe, we want to pump it out. And we want this math here to add up to 99%. 99% minus 32 is 67, and we will exactly end up at a wonderful 99%. So that is wonderful, and that is basically the very basics of how this whole system here works. I want as few dupes to come in here as possible after we are full, so I tell them to take all this stuff here away. Is our algae storage full? Seems to be. Let's build another bin just for algae right there. Can't have enough of it anyway. But we're just gonna copy the settings from here over. And now we have a place where we can put this algae here. So that is the first strike. And now, as the last action of the day, we're gonna come over here. We're gonna build a manual airlock, just temporarily, so we can get into here. And we need some power down there. Do we have power laying around? How much is on this power wire here? 600 potential load, perfect, more than enough to power one of our pumps. So you're gonna come into here, and then we're just gonna kill all this stuff here. Deconstruct this here. And this here is a level 9, correct? Yes, it is. We need in ventilation another gas pump that we just literally gonna build, I don't know, right here. Yeah, we can put it right there. You're gonna immediately hook it up to power. But at the same time, we can already start to tell them to build this gas filter. We're just going to turn it around just like this here. And we're going to give it the exact same settings as we did before. In a second here, we're just going to come out with our gas pipe. This one right here, as a matter of fact, plop it right there. And then we're going to build another one that's coming above. Going along here. What's the best way to build this here? Not like this or that. Just going to build it straight up to here. Along here, into here, and right there, we're gonna have our gas vent. Not sure exactly what they can and can't reach, but we're about to find out. Then we're gonna put another gas pipe into our input right there, and we set our output to chlorine. So only chlorine should be coming out of there. What it also needs is power, or it won't do anything at all. That is good. And then right here, we're also going to collect all this bleach stone here. And we're also going to throw this into our area up here. This here should only be chlorine and nothing but chlorine. All right, so I think it's the perfect timing. Our clock on here just turned on. We just need to connect up our pipe again. And of course, most importantly, turn on this valve here. Make sure we have fresh water coming up to here. And then we can connect the other connection back in, just like that. And we can test now our germinator. So I hope our dupes are coming by and building all this. So the fresh water supply is already on the way, and it's coming back here. That's good. Now we're just gonna build this one piece of pipe. The first time around, we may not have very many germs. And this one here is now pumping in just a little bit of water. And now we put in the germified water. And we actually can see the germs down here. They're getting less, but also getting more because we're pumping in more water. And our whole system is now working. Perfect. Down here, they're delivering sand, so both of them are running. We see that our polluted water comes in. It's getting cleared and is now water. But the water in here, once again, has germs in it. We're just going to pump it into our chlorine here. And we see it's going up and up and up. Currently we have 85,000 germs in this area over here, which is not a problem. And as soon as this clock sensor here is done, turns off, and now it just sits there, does nothing. This one here is now waiting to reach this position right there. And we can see how the germs are going away. And our water is completely germ free. It's actually sitting here much longer than it has to. We may have to fine tune it later to make sure that we get it to the most efficient position, but that is not a big issue because we will also pump a lot more germs in here. At the moment, it's only 89,000 or so. That is actually not a hell of a lot at all. Later on, when the water comes out of the toilets and out of the showers, it's going to be much more contaminated than this. We're going to have hundreds of thousands of germs in here. So that is also something that we need to keep in mind. And in here, what I wanted to do in here was I wanted to say critter eggs. We're going to put our hatchling eggs in there for right now with a priority of 9. If you see a hatchling egg anywhere, just put it in there. It's okay. Just get rid of it. Just so it sits around in there. Currently, we don't have a use for them until we build an area where we actually hatch them. How is our coal supply? 6.3 tons in here and 9.7 in there. Looking a hell of a lot better already. We're getting there slowly but steadily. And all this stuff here will be deconstructed as well. Yeah, we are looking pretty decent right now. We also have tons of sedimentary rock, which will then give our hatches here. We can see it. Let's take another one. This one here. There's now a 52% chance of giving us a stone hatchling egg and nothing else. Oh, and we just witnessed how our next storage unit here exploded. All the water came out at once. And now we have so much water we literally don't know what to do with it. Especially since this one here is working now. So every cycle we are getting apparently about 1.8 tons of water added into our reservoir. Which is perfect. That's exactly what we need. All of our plants are now producing. Not all of them, but this one here. What is wrong with you? Okay, you're a half a degree away from actually being ready to go. Take a look at our overall base temperature. Even that is now getting a little bit higher. And as soon as we run a line through the whole thing here, it will be even better. There won't be any problem anymore with heat in our base. So this here is a wonderful, wonderful first setup. And we are really now getting some stuff done. But that is it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy the content, subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and leave me any comments down below. What did you notice? I'm sure I did something not correctly. That's just what happens when you're recording for a YouTube video. Thank you and peace.